Luna previously in Challenger League for Infact, now come up to Avant Gaming.
Yeah, big upgrade for her, but still also quite a substantial challenge for the first Pro League game for the team and her playstyle. So Jackal will be fully banned out like we saw before by Avant this time. And I'd be thinking that we might be seeing something of one of the hard breaches ban. Never mind, that is a Glass, who is also, I do have to add, is quite a formidable operator on this map.
Yeah, there we go. Jackal and Glaz banned off right off the bat, and then August to ban the mirror. So, yeah, one of the things that Silex was saying to me actually on the weekend was that, you know, the way Avant used Lion was what made them so formidable as well. So no Lion available anymore, of course, thanks to his permaban in Pro League. So, and you know, I suppose they did back that up. They did, Avant did go down to August in the invitational qualifier, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And oddly enough, Jaeger will be the last person banned with Mira as well for defense. Interestingly enough, I was thinking that Jaeger will be left unbanned for this matchup, just due to the fact that both teams are using Jaeger quite well.
Yeah, actually, I've got my bans the wrong way around. So Avant banned Jaeger, didn't they?
No, that's the correct set.
Oh, August banned Jaeger?
Yes, August did end up banning Jaeger. And yeah, that does feel quite odd.
No, I don't think... No, Avant would have started off the ban phase and ended it. So they're the ones who did ban the Jaeger. I apologize. So the wrong way around, but yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. I can fix that up later. Well, let's focus up on this first round though. Avant, they're going to be kicking it off on a not too stock standard bomb site, are they?
Yeah, well, we only saw, I believe, only one defense on Kitchen within the previous matchup. So, and seeing Kitchen right now as a first choice for Avant is definitely a peculiar choice. But at the same time, could work out. They got the Bandit, they got the smoke for the denial, they have Flossie on Pulse, so far they have all the ingredients for their potential success, but meanwhile on the side of Orglas, they are bringing in the Ying for the Yeet potential on the side.
Yeah, so I suppose one thing we didn't really talk about with the Jaeger ban is it allows operators like Ying, it allows operators, you know, that use those throw projectiles that the Magpie systems take down. Gives it a lot more, it just makes them so much easier to use that you don't have to worry about the ADSs. You can just toss those in and go for it, and you know, it makes flashbangs and frag grenades so much more powerful.
Indeed it does, and already just like that, Inorin and Ethan will be already making their way over on the bottom floor and slowly advancing. The Ying and the Sledge combo could definitely do some work right now on the defenders, especially now that the C4 has been used up as well. So that is one of the four C4s. So defenders still have plenty of choice for that. And now that Orglas have realized that Flossie has been on the lookout with the pulse scanner, he decided to fall back.
Yeah, so Flossie at the top of the pantry stairs was able to gather all that information, and that's where Ethan and it was an emo were trying to sneak on in. But I think they're going to change their tact once they realise that they've been spotted out and one of the C4 has missed.
Yeah, so now Derp will be advancing out with the GA. Massive brownie points for him as well on that, because even though most people prefer the 5.52, G8 is still a great gun, massive mag, and the only issue is it's quite long and it kicks like a mule.
Yeah, I think the main issue most people have with LMGs is the fact that it takes so long to ADS.
That as well, yes. And especially the fact that G8 doesn't have the allowance of the angle grip, even though it's somewhat of a hybrid between the assault rifle and the LMG, with it having the...
But oh, look at this, Fischer, he's on a flank, he's about to walk right into Derpe. There we go, he's going to finish him off with that SMG-11. Wow, that is not what we expect from August. Copper's going to back it up there as well with a frag onto Emo Rin. Ethan is going to find Vicious as they are heading in for the execute. Joey's going to find one of his own, but Copper going to trade it straight on back into a 2-on-2. Joey and Solix now versus Copper and Fisho. With 40 seconds on the clock, this has been some nice early action.
Nice and early action indeed, but right now the thing is that Silex is still in that doorway, and Copper does get a little bit of damage as Fisho trades him out, but Silex manages to get the refrag. The plan is gonna potentially go down, but Copper is already so close, he might be able to deny the plan, but he does find the head of Silex in the first round. Will be going into the hands of AV, as it was quite a bit of a close one. Did go down to 1v1.
Yeah, it was kick-started, wasn't it, by Avant saying, all right, you take this top floor, and then we're going to flank you. And that should not happen for August. August are a team that, you know, are very well drilled and don't normally make these kind of mistakes. And the fact that, you know, they didn't have a drone or anything on their flank is a bit worrying for signs of what we've seen so far for them. But, of course, just one round, and, you know, that might be the wake-up call that a team like August might need.
Certainly be that way, but right now the lineup won't be changed at all by either of the teams. Actually, no, but by just Orgless, with Copper swapping over to a Vigil this time instead of a Bandit, which could assist him a little bit with the roaming now that they're on the second floor.
Yeah, I suppose the strength we see with a team like Avant is that they've always been so willing to try stuff that's left of field, to try and do the weird stuff. Like, I suppose it's perfectly encapsulated by the fact that we see that Jaeger band. You know, it's not something we see too often. Of course, you know, it's not like they're doing just weird stuff for no reason. There's obviously the clear reason of, well, they're going to allow themselves to execute a lot easier using throwables.
10 seconds to go.
Right, so I think that's the strength to them, and I think that was lended a lot from Uni, so it's interesting to see that they're still, like, you know, keeping that kind of train of thought without the presence of their previous idea.
Yeah, and Uni, just as a player and as a coach, he has a very good amount of knowledge in regards to just how to organize some certain pushes and certain plays. So definitely his teachings, you can say, won't be forgotten just yet by the Avant players. Interestingly enough, Joey, Emorin, and Silex are already making their way over to the second floor, where they are met by the little bit of a fire from Maestro and the Legion. So I'm now a bit curious whether they will be able to get the frag out fairly early into the round, or whether we'll be seeing another dragon.
It's not going to last long.
Last minute.
See ya.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, last match we saw the Thatcher banned, but August, they look kind of actually keen to take the Thatcher this time. It's going to allow them to easily open on up. And, I'm not sure if that impact trick was too successful. No, it's going to still be opened up. And, you know, easy, you know, pretty much it was easy as said as done. But Vicious, he's ready to get aggressive. In fact, I think he wants to feel it. He wants to peek on out.
Have located a bomb.
So Solix is going to use the last of those Habana charges. Sorry, carry on, Cthulhu.
Yeah, I was just about to say that that whole breach is going to be completely denied, and no even point for them to crawl through. But at the very least, there's going to be a peak point. Maestro is getting a bit angsty about when to go for the push, and I'm a bit surprised how that Orgos are not that big on droning. Like, yes, they have the drones all around the objective, but at this very same point, there's really not a lot of droning, not enough, as Ethan will be going down to a peak of Flossie and Luna picking up a kill onto Emorin, now a 3v5 with still a minute to go, so Luna will be picking up yet another one. Derp trades out as well as Silex, so 2v3 just like that, still plenty of room to go for.
Yeah, Solix is going to take some damage back as well. He's gone down to about half HP, but not before he's done the same to Flossie. Fisher guy's going to finish off Derpe, so it's all up to Solix, the captain of the team. There we go. He's going to find Flossie. He goes for the wide pick, but Fisher to finish him off. And that's 2 in a row for Avant, and they looked very competent in those rounds.
They definitely did, as Avant seeming to be performing much smoother with the way how this map has been going, and it feels to me that August are seeming a bit disorganized. even.
Yeah, well, it really seems so. You know, Avant have also recently had some coaching staff changes as well. They've had Shifty come on as main coach, and I believe we've got Max Schneebly as the backup. Well, his name's Max S. I call him Max Schneebly, but as the backup coach. So I'm really, I must say, like you can definitely see that Avant are tactically up there with the best of the teams, with the best teams.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
But either way, we are back to games room now. Games room defense now. With Luna bringing in the Echo for this one, and Copper busting out the Rook. So I'm guessing they just wanted more of the Echo power for this one.
Yeah, the Zoomy boys.
The Zoomy boys need to be back in town. 3 ACOGs for that matter.
I suppose it is a bit interesting. Normally you'll see these pro league teams, if they want to take an ACOG, they'll take a Doc
10
instead.
seconds remaining.
Yeah,
Attackers have
you
located the
would
bomb.
think that Doc would be a bit more viable decision now, with him being able to heal himself and his teammates.
I think the difference is, my guess is the fact that he's gone for Rook is that he can take impact grenades. And Copper, he's going to go for a spawn peek. Oh, he's going to get lit up quite heavily, and that's why you take Doc guys instead of the Rook. But, you know, probably, as I said, probably the impact nades is why they wanted him instead.
Yeah, they needed the impacts going for themselves, but the closest one was Rook. He does need the reset though, as he does have the armor pack as well, but curious whether he will be able to get any health back with the push from Forgless starting up fairly early on.
Yeah, he's gone for a bit of a long roam, hasn't he, Copper? He went all the way down to basement. Looks like, you know, I just saw a glimpse of him on the X-ray. He is going to make his way up the central stairs, and you know, should make it back to the site.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Forgless managing to take some good amount of ground, and only 2 people droning up ahead, with Ethan continuing to drone, which should be completely opposite. Ethan should be already on the front line pushing. He's the Zofia as well, whereas the rest of the team should be on the drones, but that seems to be completely the opposite, with Derp now grabbing over the controls of Ying and Ethan swapping over to a Zofia.
Yeah, it looks like we see Fisher guy go all the way downstairs as well. Maybe, I think he's rotating back to the bomb. So I was thinking he was going to head below, try and go for a C4 up through the floor, but no. Going to keep that explosive on hand, as Copper's got to take even more damage. I think, is this the reset coming out?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah,
he finally back to 50 health, so he's back up and running. But now Derp and I believe Emo will be needing some assistance very soon, as well, attackers have the grenades. There's the sledgehammer, so Emo deciding not to waste any of his grenades to take out that Maestro camera. Now Fisher will be the first person opening again onto Ethan. The poor man just cannot get any break at all for himself.
Yeah, impact trick not working on the wall either, and we can see the deployable shield in the hallway. Who is that hiding behind it? Someone ready to make sure that Auglets can't make their way into the hall at all. But Joey wants to be the one to peek it, and it's going to be backed up by a flashbang there from Solix. So we're going to see, oh, there we go, Fisher guy with 2. Lines them up in the L-band hallway. Looks like Solix is going to get an opportunity for a double spray down, but he's not going to land, and it's all up to Derpe. 1 on 5, and he's going to go down to Flossie. A flawless round there for Avant, and this has been a flawless start for this team in Season 9 Pro League.
There's definitely the start that Avant will want right now for themselves, especially against Orgless. And round 4 with 3 points lead so far. This is definitely not looking very favorable for Orgless, even after their very good track record in the previous season on this map. Fortunately, it seems that the loss of Todd definitely changed their approach to this map.
Well, not even that. Like, we saw Orgless play this map at the Invitational Qualifier LAN, right? And they won it. So it really feels like there's been a lot of counter-stratting been done by the coaches of Avant, and it's really showing, isn't it?
It does indeed show that, like, Avant does seem to be full-on prepared for that, whereas Orgla seem to be completely lost the moment they encounter any kind of resistance.
Well, round number 4 now. It's been 3 in a row for Avant, as we said previously. I don't know, is it just taking a while for August to get going here? Or, like, you know, we're expecting them to be a team that,
camera feed up and running.
I don't know, that gets up there and, you know, probably going to come in at number 1 or number 2, depending how the battle goes out with them and Fnatic. But here's Avant. You know, what are they, bottom seed, I think, in the ANZ Pro League? Getting right up there, and, you know, so far they've slapped 3 rounds back at it.
Yeah, that is actually a very good question, whether Orgulus might be able to come back from it, but to me it does right now.
Oh, just another spawn
doesn't
peak.
look like it. Copper just can't get enough, but just wants to continue spawn peeking, and does manage to actually dish out some damage to Imorin, but does take some damage for him for his trouble as well. This time in his favor.
Yeah, Copper definitely came off better in that trade. Emo worse for wear. But he's still alive, and there is still, of course, the reset potential. But it's really apparent how much this Avant squad is like falling into these defined roles. Like Copper's definitely going for a lot of early aggression pretty much every round. Like, we can definitely see that this team is very organized.
Oh yeah, this definitely shows, and it definitely feels that they just have everything together. They're managing to coordinate all their pushes quite well, and but at the same time, it feels that the Orgulus are just playing quite disorganized. They're trying to go for a couple of very much of a solo play, and Silex now given what is this?
Like, Derpay just caught completely off guard with a Ying Candela in his hand, but Ethan's going to be there to trade him on back, but Ethan's going to take, what, 2/3 of his HP for his trouble?
Yeah, and that should not have happened whatsoever. Like, Derp had the communication from Silex that the player has been just about to push, yet you still go for trying to throw out the Candela. Have your gun ADS and ready to go, instead of trying to use your utility and go for brownie point. Like,
oh, and here we go.
Once again,
on another flank. Gone
another
line
flank.
Up too.
Where is the communication within Orgulus? Because Joey just missed the Valcamp that is overlooking to conveying all the information right now to the left. Like in that closet, the team of this caliber being Orgulus should not have this kind of trivial stuff happen to them.
Now there we go. Silex is going to find one onto Copper. However, as Joey's going to lead the charge, and Silex with another one, bringing this to a 2-on-2. So they, you know, this is a lot more of a comfortable position now for Orgulus, even though it started off so badly. Looks like they're going to separate now and start a 2-pronged attack onto the bomb site with 25 seconds to go. Flossie's got a lot of information. We're going to see Joey go down, but oh, Flossie can't land those shots, put us into a 1-on-1 before Vicious is going to finish it off with the smoke grenade kill. 4-0 for Avant against Orgulus.
I'm shocked, Monkey, in all honesty, because the mistakes that Orgulus are making they shouldn't be happening. Like, if they were at the bottom, yeah, where's the flank watch drone? Where's the full-on communication? Where's any of that?
No, like, communication, whatever, doesn't matter, right? Like, I'm sure theirs is still fine. Their number one and pretty much only issue is that they're not really watching their flanks at all, and they're just falling right into the hands every single time of Avant. Like, this is super simple stuff that even gold players will be doing, but we're seeing Orgulus just get flanked upon time and time again. It's what we saw Specker trying to do against GIU, but they were shutting him down. But now we're seeing it, you know, just completely work and completely demolish this Orgulus side so far.
Protect your bombs from being defused by
and Avant being able to emphasize off those small mistakes that Orgulus made, and seeming to be able to grant them a very easy set of rounds so far. I mean, 4-0. And if it's going to continue, this map will easily go into the hands of Avant.
Yeah, well, okay. One thing I want to bring up though, how are we feeling about Luna? Has she impressed so far? She's slotting into this roster nicely.
Yeah, Luna so far fits in quite well. Um, so far managing to pick up several kills so far and just being able to play all the proper roles. And so far we've seen several iterations for each one of the players. Like Luna
Here we
this
go,
time is
Copper
playing
again.
Smoke. Copper again, back at it again. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, carry on.
But yeah, so far Avant showing a good amount of flexibility as well, with them being able to swap around the roles quite well, with what seems to be with quite ease. And as for Orglas, they seem to be locked in on their mains, and that's all that they like attempting to do, and it's not working.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a myriad of operator choices coming out, whereas Orglas definitely struggling. Like, you know, one of the things Dev and I was saying is that it's good to see them bring in like Thatcher, because, you know, they were really struggling with some of the like just the simple stuff when they played. I think it was Mantis on this map. And oh, there we go. Fisher kicked things off with the first pick onto Emo Ren. Like, I don't know, do we have different players sitting at these PCs now for all this? Because they look so different to what we saw just this weekend.
Most definitely, and oh man, I'm shocked and baffled, and I honestly lost for words. I was legitimately expecting Orglas to be doing mainly all the work with Avant being lost, but this time I'm being proved wrong, and I am quite surprised how it's performing, and it does feel like a breath of fresh air to have yet another team that to be performing very well against what is considered a top dog team within ANZ.
Yeah, well, a minute 20 on the clock, and we did see Luna get traded on back. So right now we actually have Orglas at the health advantage, but Flossie is going to turn that right around. There we go. There's some flank watch. Ethan will find Fisher guy who is attempting his flank. So we go into even Steven numbers of 3 apiece.
3 apiece indeed, and 1 minute left on the clock, and a fair chunk of work. Silex potatoing, come on, Silex missing the shots onto Flossie. They're fairly trivial as well, and now all up to Joey to try to contest to it. The very least retrieve the diffuser.
Yeah, well, here we go. We're going to see entrances into the bomb sites, and it's going to be cleaned up rather quickly at the end there. Orglas finally putting their first round on the board.
And finally, indeed, as that was still quite close to their comfort zone with 2v3, and then managing to bring it back. That is a bit closer than you would want Orglas fans to be, but at the very same time, still a good execution by Avant, as I do feel that Copper might need to stop attempting to go for the spawn picks, as so far they've only gained just a little bit of damage for himself and the attackers.
I think the fact that he's doing it every round is like just kind of playing into, well, just letting them know, guys, we're going to be spawn peeking. On the flip side though, he's done it every round from a different window. He hasn't gone for the same one twice, right? Like he's definitely changing it up a lot, keeping them guessing.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
And you know, I want to say that, you know, Orglas are no strangers to spawn peaks on these maps. Like, you know, they actually in one of the rounds against Mantis, I think they were losing against match point, and Derpe went for a spawn peak and died immediately off the bat to it. So like, you know, they're no strangers to, you know, what kind of runouts you can see on a map like this and spawn peaks.
True, but at the same time, some of the points so far we've seen that we say that they shouldn't be happening for a team like that. They already know that might happen, and yet that was still happening. So I'm kind of starting to slowly but surely doubt a fair few moves that Orglas used to have up in their sleeve.
Oh, there we go, Cop up on the other side of the map. It's just raking havoc, isn't he? He's just saying, guys, I'm over here. I might be jumping out on you. I might be doing whatever I want. You're going to have to just deal with me before you can do anything else. And it's working nicely, isn't it?
It does indeed. And getting him to be the bait for Avant definitely could serve a good purpose for the rest of the players to get some juicy frags on the Orglas team.
Well, going to be droning out into study to start off with here. Looks like they're not really interested in hunting this rook at all here, are they, August? Looks like they just want to go for a pretty stock standard push.
Seems that way, but...
And, sorry to interrupt, I just want to say, I just realised something, that the flanks really haven't been as effective now, so I kind of... like, you know, if you just push from the one angle, you're not going to get flanked on, right? So that might be the reasoning here from August. They're just going to go simple, and you know, less opportunity for it to go wrong with a bit of a flank.
Might be that, but at the very same time, they do have a copper who is on the ground floor, and if no droning is going to be done, then Emo is gonna play with his head. The moment that's gonna happen, because copper currently has a full-on angle right onto that doorway.
Yeah, well, Fisho guy was droned out when he was in the library earlier, and he's fallen back, and now Copper's gone and taken up his position. So definitely seeing some great tandem roaming, but oh, Derpe just can't land the shots there under Flossie. It felt like he was in a great position to win that gunfight. I think we might see a run out below here from the roof. Nope,
if that does happen, that will be quite a embarrassing moment for that to happen. There's a two-man approach to get rid of that rook. Still not a single.
They've downed him through the wall, haven't they? Yeah. Well,
yes, they did.
Yeah, finished off there quickly, and then we've got the buck below. Emo Rin. Oh, he's done a bit of damage. He might find another. No, can't quite land the shots. He's going to start cooking the grenade to force them out of the vault. Does some damage to himself, in fact, and not too much to the Avant members.
Yeah, but at the very least, they did manage to get rid of the roam, but there's still, I believe, a wild Legion who is on a roam on the ground floor in face of Flossie, and Imorin managing to get back up and pick up a kill on the Fisher guy. Now a 5v3 situation right now. Doesn't know now that there's somebody in the connect. Joey picks up a kill onto Flossie. 2v5 situation. Luna picks up a kill onto Joey, trades him out. Gets the kill onto Imorin, but Ethan will be picking out Vicious, and what a play out as Ethan manages to finally get the kill onto Luna. It seems that the Orgla's comeback train might actually be started up very well here.
Luna was in a great position there. Just the fact that she wasn't protected from Vault. You know, if we saw, it was I think Flossie win that fight, Luna could have been in a position to win that round, as we saw the diffuser and two players stacked up rushing in to try and get the plant. So Ethan finished off from the Vault. Was the part that caused to of course not be able to get that double spray down, but still 2-4-1/2 for Avant. I think it's looking good, except the last two rounds it seems like August have finally woken up.
Yeah, it's seeming that they are slowly but surely getting up, but that is still a hefty amount of rounds that they lost before they got back up on track.
Being defused by attackers.
Meanwhile, though, score-wise, we are seeing a fairly, a spread between Ethan and Salix mainly on the kills, then Joey following up with 4, and then the Jeppe and Imoring with 2 kills each. Whereas on Avant's side, 9 kills on Fisher Guy, who has been doing a fair chunk of work for his team.
Yeah, so one thing I want to say is that Derpe and Imorin are the players that we normally, they're the fraggers alongside Ethan, right? But they've really been struggling.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but now that we are on the defense for Orglas, I am curious whether we'll be seeing a different outcome, because so far we've been seeing quite a defense-favored turnout of events for Villa on this matchup compared to the GIU versus DS. And that makes me think that maybe Orglas will be able to gain the lead back on this half, rather than them attempting to get some offensive kills.
Yeah, definitely. So we're seeing the blitz come out here for Copper. You know, we saw a few shields run amok against Orglas, so I wonder if Copper's going to try and emulate that here on Villa. Hearing the phone calls come out nice and early as well from Fisher Guy's Dokkaebi, so very swift push here. Although Avant, even though they looks like they're going to be jumping on into bedroom, they have to be very worried about any C4s that could come up through the floor.
And Flossie, just for that reason, at the very least, will be jumping up on the bed. And Copper loses already half a health from that impact grenade, which...
That is a chunk of damage, isn't it?
That is a fat chunk of damage. could result in his demise somewhat soon. But the controlled trophy and statuary has been completely given away, with the rest of the Avant roster defaulting back to the objective.
Yeah, here we go. So, yeah, August really didn't try and delay much of that push, did they? They threw one impact grenade and just fell back. So, top floor 100% in control here of Avant. Are we going to see any flanks from August?
Kind of unsure. Vicious will be unfortunately TKing Copper, so that is the blitz out of the way. So no more of that grand pushing potential, but they're still fairly close to the side. And well, you mentioned that there wasn't really that any closure from Orglus's hold upstairs, or there might be a run-in. There's the kill from Ethan onto Fisho as well, who was not suspecting any of that mess just around that staircase. Orglus did play a safe game, and they played it very well. They managed to get some damage in, get a couple of the distractions, waste half a round, and then falling back without losing a single person. So that is a big win right now, and Joey continuing the streak for Orglus, getting rid of Luna, who was not even looking in his side, but a quick trade out to players of Orglus will be slightly evening out the odds.
Yeah, now we've got the players above. They're going to be able to shoot down and deny anyone planting. But the fact that Plant's able to go down so easily for Avant is a bit perplexing here. So 2-on-3 retake here as Derpe is going to turn into a 3-on-1. Vicious is, however, going to trade him straight on back, but Vicious has been lit up quite heavily. We do see the player jump on outside, and we're going to see Vicious find Emo Rin on site. Goes to the pistol, but can't quite land the shots, and he's going to run right into Ethan. Ethan will have plenty of time to get the defuse there, and we see Orglus fighting on back here. Wow.
That was... Wow. I legitimately thought that after it was a 2v1, I legitimately thought that Orglus would lose that round as well, because Ethan was getting pinged continuously while being outside, and statistically it was not looking very well for them.
That was a 2-on-5 as well there for, who was it? It was Vicious and Fisho, wasn't it?
I think it was Vicious and Flossie.
Vicious and Flossie, yeah, actually the Dokkaebi did die on early on to Ethan. What I want to say though is that what we've seen here from Orglus is that rather than going for the late rotates upstairs when the players are still upstairs, they're just hanging out on the staircases. They're saying, alright, you got to come down the staircases and start heading towards the bomb site. We're just going to spring the trap. And we saw a 3-way crossfire to Luna as she exited the stairs. Like, there's pretty much no way you could counter that, and that was perfectly played from Avant in my eyes.
You mean Orglus?
Oh, yes, sorry. Perfectly played by Orglus.
Interestingly enough, though, I do want to point out that Fisho this time will be taking the controls of Blitz, and Copper will be busting out the 5-speed Ash for...
Well, I think it depends if Vicious wants to team kill Copper or Fisho this time, am I right?
Yeah, he'll need some defense to prevent that. But all in all, so far, Orglus seeming to be much more confident on their defense rather than offense. And same thing actually so far applies for Avant, as their defense was very well prepared and well executed, whereas the offense seems to be a bit wonky, in my opinion. What do you reckon about that? Okay.
Sorry, you cut out for me. It seems like it's what?
It seems that the defense side is for both teams has been much more prepared rather than the offense, and it feels just a bit wonky going into the offense for Avant.
Is that what you said? It's a bit wonky on. Yeah, okay, sorry. I heard all of it except for the one with the descriptive word. Yeah, I'd have to definitely agree with you. It is, of course, a defensive-sided map due to how big it is, as Ethan is going to completely blindside Fisho guy there through the wall. Nice little wallbang. Luna is, however, going to trade back Joey, as this has been a very quick push, almost as fast as that rush we saw from GRU last map. I don't think
Luna is expecting for that player right by the doorway as well.
Yeah, Copper's definitely not, that's for sure. He's going to go down for sure. Derpe is going to be quickly traded back by Luna, putting us into a 3-on-3, however. Flossie to put the advantage more into Avant, as they're going to find Solix. And bomb site control is firmly in Avant's hands. We're going to see the plant get dropped, although that being said, we're going to see it get dropped straight away after by Ethan. So a 1-on-1 now. Ethan has been lit and Luna is still full HP, so no one can land it with a bullet. It's just Ethan's going to hit his to the head.
He definitely will need to land the shot. Oh! What?
Oh, Luna! Luna, that was epic.
What a flick from Luna.
Not to mention through the wall. And I think Fisher Guy just summarizes that perfectly for us.
Yeah.
Back.
Back. Please back. Battle Eye. Help. And as well as the test of the crouch button. I mean, not the crouch, prone button. That was spicy.
Yeah. And there we go. We see Avant finally take their first attack round. Oh, it's only been 2 rounds, hasn't it? But, you know, it's been 3 rounds in a row for August, and we see Avant finally fire back. You know, I'm feeling good here for Avant. They are looking rather good.
Yeah, they're looking rather ready for all of the preps that August so far have made, all things considered. Now they just need 1 more round to secure themselves, at the very least, a draw. And for Orgles, there's still at least 3 rounds for them to go to ensure that they will get some points as well. Especially against Avant. And for Avant right now, they will be getting, if they manage to get a win on this map, there is a lot of bragging rights for them right now. And and will be definitely upping their reputation in the eyes of the community quite substantially.
And not to mention, like, you know, this is what I also spoke about earlier on, like, August are going to want to get off to a great start, right? Because they've, you know, we've seen, you know, their nearest rival, Fnatic, already played 2 play days, put up 4 map wins on the board.
Yeah.
You know, they've only got this, well, they've only got, what, today as their first play day, so they're still at 0 points. They're going to want to start getting up there nice and early on, start putting on the pressure early, seeing as that Fnatic have been given that bit of a head start, but, you know, it's not going to plan so far for August.
Not at all. But Fisher will be already making his way over to the window and prepping up the run-out Claymore, knowing that there might be some aggression and a run-out from Orgles, as we just saw before, with Ethan doing a fairly big and a very ballsy run-out. My main question is being, can they recover from that very nice shot from Luna?
Yeah, looks like Fisher Guy's aware of Ethan's position, and neither can quite land a shot, as Ethan's just going to... Wow, he's going to run for the hills, isn't he? As Fisher Guy's going to have to use some of that utility. In fact, he's going to use it all.
All of it?
All of it, really early on. Yeah, it seems a bit wasted, doesn't it? And, you know, I feel like he's not watching those main stairs. He could run into a bit of trouble.
Yeah, if he will continue to ignore those main stairs, he might lose his head to one of the Orgles players, but that's not the case just yet, as the rest of the roster has already advanced pretty quickly towards the plan.
Yeah, they've been very swift, haven't they, the Avant roster here. And I think they're aware that this flank might be coming up the stairs very soon. Fisher Guy definitely is. In fact, oh, he just looks away at the last second. Derpe, in the meantime, is going to find Luna, as Emo Rin is going to find Copper, who just jumps down on top of him, trying to find the frag. Joey onto Flossie, putting us into a 2-on-5. This is August just fighting completely back right now. Fisher Guy and Vicious with a bit of a mountain to climb right now.
Indeed they are, and very much separated as well between each other, so they won't be able to even properly rendezvous with each other. Joey will be finishing off Fisher now, 5v1. Vicious needs to ace to get his team the 6th point, but that doesn't seem like it might be the case very soon, as Emo just already getting ahead and getting the win over Vicious. That is round 9 going into the hands of Orgles, and we are on 5-4, so only 1 point difference between the 2 teams.
Yes, 1 point difference between the 2 teams, as we are now sitting at, as you said, 5-4. What happened there for Avant? Did they just get ahead of themselves, tried to go too quickly?
It feels like that. Like, let's start off with the fact that Fisher used up all of his utility for literally nothing, and a potential attempt to getting, I believe that was Ethan.
Yeah.
And that was completely unneeded. Drone up ahead, just once again, use him up and then go right ahead. And just overall small things like that just seem to have wronged Avant in all of their attempts. Like Copper dropping down to try to chase up Imorin was also a bit of a odd one.
Yeah, a bit of a blunder, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bomb located by attackers.
But nonetheless, Joey busting out the Capcan this time, which, I mean, I'm always a fan of seeing the big Capcan plays, but can they be played out well? Because they don't have a IQ. The only person next to that is Thatcher with his EMP grenades, but surely you wouldn't use the EMP grenades just to get rid of a couple of
10
Capcan
seconds
traps.
remaining.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like Capcan's, like if you're aware of his presence, you just start checking every doorway. And I don't know. It's kind of. I feel like Capcan does more work psychologically than he does with the damage he chips away by, you know, your team running into those Capcan traps.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. It definitely does play a fair chunk of on the psyche of the attacking team now that they need to check every doorway and every window.
Attackers have located a
But with
bomb.
that said, no oddities this time for the Avant pick on the operators. Fisher will be bringing out the Dokkaebi. That could actually help quite well with the push onto the side. And overall, I do see them going for just a top-down clear out, where they will be needing to contest with, well, now one roamer, now that Silex is gone. And Fisher is going for a very confident one. Copper is already on the side. Vicious and Luna picking up a kill each, so now a 2v4. And Derby managing to swap this out. What is that? How? What? Why?
Some very swift plays from Avant, hasn't it? And that's the plant going down already. They're going to have to retake. Emo Rin is going to find Vicious, however, evening up the man count. But still, they've got time against them, Auglis.
Plus, indeed, do have, and Luna is still alive, who has been popping off quite well several times. Derby trying to get the location, get the drop on Luna. Nearly finds her head, but Imorin will be walking right into the side of Luna, as Luna goes for another prone check and gets the double kill at the end. Avant getting the match point and will be securing themselves at the very least the draw.
Yeah, that was a very successful, very quick round. It was like, I don't know, it seems like Avant have realised that there are some weaknesses on the site. Who cares about Roma clearing? And also they had the Dokkaebi come in late, so it was a very well coordinated push to also cut off the rotates back to the bomb site, right? So they start pushing the bomb site, then the players upstairs go, crap, we've got to get back to bomb site, but then they've got a Dokkaebi that's coming right at them as well. So like it was very nicely done from Avant. Like it's not just a rush. You can clearly see the strategy there and how they work it.
Yeah, and definitely the strategy and the approach and the mentality does show off there. And this time a little bit of a switcheroo. This time Fisher guy showing his Twitch potential, so maybe we'll be seeing some even more cheeky approach by the Avant. 12 kills on Luna though. The newest recruit for Avant has been popping off quite well, whereas Ethan is the man who is sitting on also 12 kills for Wordless.
Yeah, definitely impressed by Luna so far in this matchup. But I don't know. What are we seeing here? Are we seeing a very well prepared Avant, or are we seeing an Auglis not living up to, well, just I suppose choking? I'm saying we're seeing a very well prepared Avant. Do you agree with me?
I'd say it's a bit of both, actually. Avant playing very well coordinated and managing to emphasize off the mistakes that Orglis make, and Orglis are currently looking completely out of shape. All things considered, like even after them being able to take the 3 rounds before, it is definitely not the Orglis that we all used to seeing.
Yeah, it definitely isn't the Auglis we're used to seeing. You know, I agree with you, but I must say, I think it is Avant just also popping off. They have looked so good,
yeah.
And I've been so impressed.
I will agree with you on that. Avant definitely showing off their prowess on Villa.
Yeah, teams are going to think twice before they let Villa through on them again, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. At this point, you do know that you don't want to see Villa at all on and press Avant, at the very least on the early stages, until Villa is a bit more popularized.
Well, minute down in potentially the final round. They aren't going to have to try and attack onto the statuary room and trophy room bomb site. How are we feeling? Is it finishing here, Cthulhu? Or are we going to see another map? What are you feeling? Oh, sorry, another round.
I'd actually say that Avant might actually take this. They might take this round, and we will be seeing a second map, which for them will be a great feat to pull off, especially on this particular map. And for August right now, they definitely won't be happy.
We're going to kick things off with the trade there. Emo Rin onto Copper, Copper onto Emo Rin, Joey onto Fisher, and Flossie onto Joey. Straight back, left, right, good nights. And we're going to see Derpe get downed as well. So Ethan and Solix, the only remaining standing members, as Luna is going to confirm that kill on Derpe with the lifeline. Ethan's going to trade back onto Luna. This is Trade City, isn't it? As we now have two members left for each team.
Members indeed, and oh, the Flossie missing the shots, unable to hit anything on Salix, I believe. No, that was Ethan.
Yep. As
Salix is on the Echo drones and continuing to run disruption onto the attackers. The Echo drone still won't be touched, so as soon as the EMP effect wears off, they will be able to secure it. There goes the drone, and now 30 seconds on the clock. Vicious and Flossie need to clutch this out against full health, two defenders, and it's not actually looking that well for them.
Yeah, well, it's not going to look as great now as Flossie's gone down to Solix. At least Vicious had the more HP. If you're thinking from the Avant side here, he's going to enter into the bomb site, pre-fire some common spots, but no, that's not the quite spot. Solix is going to go and reposition, but oh, Vicious, he's been caught with his pants down, and Ethan's going to finish him off. We are heading all the way 6-5 right now.
6-5, and now we are going to go onto the last round, which at this point I'm puzzled, man. I can't even predict anymore, like, because Orgla's showing off. Yeah, they can do something, but yet they're not fully performing to their full extent. And then Avant doing several mistakes, and the moment they lose Luna, that is essentially all there is to it. And today definitely feels like it's a day about, if you lose your main fragger, you're gone. If your main fragger popping off, you're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I also want to say it's like Villa is the map of the underdog, is what we've seen so far today as well, isn't it? Yeah. We saw a great performance from GRU against Darksided on it, you know, consider the underdog. And now we've seen, you know, Avant pretty much secure themselves a point, and they're still in the balance to pick up two more on Villa as well. But this is it. This is the final round, the round where it is all written down. Cthulhu, 7-5 or 6-6? What are we feeling?
Good question, Monkey. I'd probably go for 6-6.
Yeah, it seems like whenever we make a prediction, it comes wrong. So,
big thing.
Big thing, hey. All right. As for these operator lineups, I don't know. I suppose we've seen a very evolving Avant lineup on attack, haven't we?
Oh yeah, Avant has been able to show very good prowess at switching around the roles and the operator, so they don't have any kind of big predefined characters apart from maybe Luna, who has been popping up quite well on Zofia. But apart from that, really, there's been all the operators that we could have seen from Avant, whereas Orglas have been trying to force the very same lineup over and over again, and having a very mixed success in that regard.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Copper taking control of the window, looking into bedroom. It's super shiny, that window. It looks so gold, doesn't it? In the setting sun. In the Italian countryside that this Villa map is. Now, there is some holes underneath that window, so if Copper decides to jump in, he could be in for a world of hurt from below.
Yeah, but nobody, I believe, is yet contesting that hole anyway, so if Copper manages to time it just right, he will be able to set himself up for a good push-in, and without potentially losing any health. But Flossie does spot a couple of defenders. He does hear, certainly, the phone calls going off as Fisher used up the first logic bomb, and right now Avant got a pretty good chunk of info.
Looks like Avant are going to be going for a very similar push what they did last time. Like, rather than take top and then go bottom, they push both at the same time, putting a lot of pressure on pretty much all of the August members. Looks like Fisher guys set up to do that from the exact same angle. We've got also the presence of Flossie upstairs to help him out. Then, of course, the players downstairs, but Emo Rini is going to kick things off there. Fisher guy's going to go down after he just dry peeks him.
Yeah, and it definitely felt like it was a bit of a one-way firefight, as Emo already had the kind of the gut knowledge to go with that pixel peek, and had definitely all the advantage needed. Whereas Fisher was a bit unsure. Even his crosshair positioning was not there, but Luna nearly manages to aim right at the flanking defender.
Did she even hear the footsteps that the shots that Derpe sent her way? At the same time, though, Flossie and Cop are both going to find frags on bomb site with 50 seconds on the clock. Going to see the close-range Joey take down Copper to trade that one straight on back. 40 seconds now out of 3-on-3.
3-on-3, still plenty to go as Luna does manage to trade some shots with Joey, and Joey is a little bit more tagged up. Imorin picks up a kill into Flossie, and now it's a 3v2 in favor. Never mind, it's back to draw as Avant is taking a kill onto Joey now. The full control of A side is in effect, so now Imo and Derpe need to go for the retake, and the same doorway will be potentially used as Vicious will be needing to go for a plant very soon.
Yeah, they're going to push into the kitchen for that one as there's 10 seconds on the clock. Going to see it opened up above Vicious, but can't quite land all the shots. And that's going to be the plant confirmed. We're going to see Luna actually whiff those shots on the Derpe. But Derpe's going to go low for that. Vicious in a 1-on-2, 1-on-1 now. Him versus Emo Rin. Emo Rin, have you got the chops here?
Definitely will be the main contestant, as Imorin does not see as Vicious will be taking the win for Avant. The 3 points Avant will be taken over Orgless with a very, very well performed turnout. What a play out, and I'm shocked how oddly and badly initially Orgless performed, but I'm amazed how well Orgless would be. Avant were able to perform. But nonetheless, we will be potentially now moving on to the I believe that was the clubhouse next up.
Yes, clubhouse is the next map. Apologies, I had my mic muted because I was coughing so hard. Apologies.